Peace. I just wanted to take a moment and just share with all of you that I just released my latest project. It's a soundtrack, solo project I produced and recorded the whole thing. It's called The Emerald Tablet. And, you know, some people ask me, like, why do you call it The Emerald Tablet? And, you know, the Emerald Tablet, if you take a moment and you Google it online, you'll find that the Emerald Tablet was considered a hermetic book, like a sacred book that just appeared like out of nowhere. You know, some people ascribe it to, you know, the Neter or the deity named Tahuti in ancient Kemet, or some of what you know is commonly Egypt. And some people say that the book actually came from the Atlantean people, you know, the city of Atlantis. And, you know, yeah, hold on for a second, my brother, right, about to come over here. What up?
What's up, good brother?
Good luck.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yeah, how long you gonna be here?
I'm gonna be here for a minute, man, at least a month or so.
Okay.
So after the holidays, man. If you got some more of that, man.
Absolutely. I'll give you some more.
Okay, man.
All right, G.
And when you get a chance, man, you know, enlighten me on some things.
Okay, we get together.
No doubt.
Peace. Yeah, just let my brother borrow this book. Yeah, like I was saying, the Emerald Tablet was considered this sacred or this hermetic book, and what the book deals with is the science of the transmutation of the soul. Teaches about the science of alchemy, how to take yourself from a baser level into the higher or the upper echelons of who and what you essentially are. Now, when you take it into like the medieval times where you had like so-called alchemists like Saint Germain, and you had other different people who were experimenting on converting baser metals into gold, what they would do is they would hang a copy of this book in their alchemist laboratory, and you know, they would go into the book and strive to find different type of methodologies to convert baser metals into gold. They kind of looked at it more on a physical level, not necessarily a metaphysical level. But anyway, the key to all of this is that the book appeared to just come out of nowhere. And that's kind of like how I operate a lot of times. I really don't talk a lot about I'm going to do this and I hope to do this and I wish to do that and I'm dreaming about this. I just do it, you know, and that's like how my project came. It just like happened out of nowhere. People started looking like, dang, I didn't know he was working on an album or nothing like that. But, you know, I do a lot of production with a lot of independent artists, underground artists, and things like that. And I thought that it would be a good opportunity to give people a chance to see some more of my creative side. Because, you know, I do motivational speaking. I do youth mentorship programs. I write my articles. I do these blogs. And there's a lot of different other things that I do. And in addition, you know, the other day I put on my Facebook and I was talking about how it's not enough for us to just exist. You know, sometimes I come in contact with people, I'm asking them how they're doing and what's going on and stuff like that. And, you know, a lot of the common phrases I heard is, you know, I'm just living, I'm just making it, you know, just getting by, keeping my head above water. And that is not what our purpose is in life. You know, even shrubs don't even do that. You know, plants don't even do that. They even grow, they expand, and they spread out, and they even multiply. So how much more important and greater is it for us as sentient beings in order to do something that's even greater than what just plants are doing? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I say all of that to say that each of us were incarnated with a set of gifts and talents that we offer to this world that is uniquely ascribed to us because we are original. There's no one like us on the planet. There may be similarities and things like that, but there's no one that's like us, even if you have an identical twin. We're incarnated with specific gifts, but at the same time, we have the infinite potential to develop and cultivate other different gifts throughout the course of our life. For what? Not for ourselves, but these are gifts. You know, these talents are gifts. They're presents that we present or we give to the world in order to help improve the condition of life on this planet. And like I said, each of us were given these things at birth. And in the course of our lives, we also have the potential to cultivate and develop other gifts that we present to this world. And that becomes a part of our legacy, or a gift that keeps on giving, regardless if we're physically here anymore or not. And, You know, some people say hindsight is 20/20, right? Now, when you look back through the course of your life, there are always particular landmark experiences or events that happen that chronicle or give you a good sense of what your purpose is. For example, I think back to elementary school, and I remember some of my friends coming to me and wanting me to write love letters for them so that they can give it to a girl for them. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been a writer, you know. My mother and my grandmother, they really encouraged me to do more research and read. You know, my grandmother, she had books in her library about how to speak ancient Hebrew. She had books about the secrets of mind power. She had a book by Dale Carnegie about effective public speaking. She gave me Dick Gregory's autobiography, Nigger, when I was little, as a gift. You know, she gave me The Fire Next Time. So I've always had these type of influences around me, you know, and I've always had a passion for reading and studying and researching and growing. So when I look back at the past, I can see how everything was a perfectly written script. Whether I thought that it was good or bad during that time, a perfectly written script for me to be right here, right now, speaking to you. And it's written that way. So if hindsight is 20/20, then whatever is getting ready to happen for us in the future is also 20/20, because somewhere down the line, that future is eventually going to be a past or a hindsight that you look back at. So if I can see how everything was a perfectly written course from where I came from, then I also have the ability to predict or see how that is a perfectly written script in the future. And one way of me being able to identify that is looking at the landmark experiences to see what my proclivities are, what my purpose has been forged into, and that is the science of alchemy. Well, one science of alchemy. And finding our purpose in life, discovering why we're here on this planet and what our contributions or gifts are that we present to this world is a part of converting the baser aspects of who we are into the upper echelons of why we are actually here, you know. And my album is like a culmination of what that experience really means. And like I said, I'm giving people another opportunity to see that particular side of me creatively. And, you know, another thing I wanted to mention is that not only looking back at our past and seeing how we had certain proclivities or inclinations or landmark experiences that were shaping us in a certain way, it's also important to be adventurous. It's also important to explore different aspects of the world. It's 196,940,000 square miles, so there are a lot of different things that we can learn in this world as well as about ourselves. You know, some of you may be a master chef right now and not even know it because you never walked into the kitchen. You know, if somebody would have asked me when I was 11 years old, do you think that you would be going out in Seattle doing like a public speaking engagement or writing books or doing music and stuff like that, I would have been like, I probably couldn't have seen it, you know. But here I am today, and there are a lot of things that I'm doing, and I love where I'm at right now and where I'm potentially also going. And it took me not only having the hindsight to see where I came from and how these experiences shaped and molded me into what I am today, but also I had a lot of good mentors, and I still have a lot of good mentors in my life that help me out and give me a better sense of who I am and why I'm here and what I need to be doing. And I explore. I learn a lot about a lot of different things, and that's how I find different talents or gifts, like I said earlier, about developing these things along the course of your life. I learned how to do music just one day exploring, looking at different equipment and doing research and having an inward desire in order to do that. And I taught myself a lot of these things, and like I said, I also had a lot of good mentors in my life, and still do, that helped me develop in other areas. And if we have a view of ourselves where the world is a square mile block, there's a lot of things that we're going to be missing. If we never step outside of the limitations that we place upon the infinite potential that exists within us. And, there is essentially no limitations. I remember watching a documentary one time about Mount Everest, and it's 29,141 feet high, right? And there was a guy who, he didn't actually reach the peak of Mount Everest, but he was at least 25,000 feet up there, and he had no legs, none. He had prosthetics, but he was able to accomplish a feat like that. So even when we have somewhat physical limitations in this dimension, meaning the physical form, the infinite potential that exists within us has no limitations. Think about the time during the Wright brothers figuring out how to fly in the air. You may not be able to flap your arms hard enough and get up off the ground, but you have the intelligence to design a device in order to help you fly. So we all have this infinite potential, and we were incarnated with these gifts and talents to present to the world to help develop and increase and expand the life of everything on this planet Earth. It's our contribution to help make this world a better place. So with that said, my album, The Emerald Tablet, is available on my website where I write my bi-monthly articles, and I also have my books. It's www.atlantischool.blogspot.com, and then within the next few weeks, it's going to be available worldwide. You'll be able to get it on Amazon, or you can go into any major store that sells music, or, Walmart, Target, wherever, and order it. And it'll be available worldwide. So, like I said, think about the things that I said about discovering your purpose and, the science of alchemy as far as taking yourself from, the baser aspects of who you are and came in the world pliable, as a pliable physical being, into shaping and molding yourself into the higher or the upper echelons of what you essentially are, and that's the reflection of infinite potential, truly. And each one of us have a purpose in life, and it is important for us to find that purpose so that we can each become a conduit or ambassador to a better future. So with that said, peace.